Hi, in this session we are going to discuss about biological synthesis of zinc nanoparticles. And we will be discussing synthesis of zinc nanoparticles using plant extract, bacteria and fungi. So nanoparticles are particles which are having a nanoscale dimension, that is a dimension of 1 to 100 nanometer, and these particles are very small and they have enhanced catalytic reactivity, thermal conductivity, non-linear optical performance and chemical steadiness. These nanoparticles have these properties due to their large surface area to volume ratio. So they have properties superior than the normal bulk sized particles, and this is due to their large surface area to volume ratio. Now, synthesis of nanoparticles, there are two approaches mainly, bottom up approach and top down approach. In top down approach, what we are doing is we are breaking down larger particles into smaller particles and again converting them into smaller nano-sized particles. So top down approach involves milling or accretion of large macroscopic particles, and from these large macroscopic particles, by breaking them down, we are making smaller particles, and from them again breaking them down into nanoparticles. And the drawback of this top down approach is that it cannot be employed for large scale production of nanoparticles, and it is very costly process and very slow process, and large equipments are involved in top down approach. So the drawbacks of top down approach are that large scale production cannot be done using top down approach. It is very costly, it is very slow process, and it is not at all environment friendly. And bottom up approach is we are making these smaller particles to aggregate into nano sized particles. And green synthesis or synthesizing of nanoparticles using bacteria, fungus, plant extract, etc. comes under bottom up approach. And green synthesis of nanoparticle is an approach for synthesizing nanoparticles using microorganisms and plants. And these nanoparticles which has been produced through green synthesis has biomedical applications. And the advantages of green synthesis is that it is an environmental friendly process, it is very cost effective, it is biocompatible, it is safe and green approach. And usually green synthesis involves synthesizing using plant, bacteria, fungi, algae, etc. And usually in this session we will be discussing about zinc oxide nanoparticles. And green synthesis also allow large scale production of nanoparticles without any impurities, and also the nanoparticles which have been synthesized using green synthesis has more catalytic activity compared to nanoparticle synthesized by other approaches, and it is less expensive and also produces less toxic chemicals. So overall green synthesis is an environmental friendly, cost effective, biocompatible, safe green approach. So this green synthesis is more and more preferred nowadays. And the advantage of using plants microorganism for green synthesis is that these plants etc have phytochemicals within them, and these phytochemicals which are present in the plant extract act as reducing and capping or stabilizing agent during the synthesis of nanoparticles. So these phytochemicals naturally act as reducing agents and stabilizing agents for synthesis of nanoparticles. And taking into consideration the different plant parts which can be used for synthesis of nanoparticles, we can use roots, leaves, stems, seeds, fruits, latex, etc. can be utilizing for synthesizing nanoparticles. And as previously mentioned, the presence of phytochemicals within these extracts acts as a reducing and stabilizing agent. And in this session we are discussing about synthesis of zinc oxide nanoparticles. And zinc oxide nanoparticle is a semiconducting metal oxide, and it has a wide range of application in electronics, optics and biomedical systems. So there is maximum interest in synthesis of zinc oxide nanoparticles using inexpensive procedure and also safe and also easily preparing these particles. So these are the different methods for synthesizing, green synthesizing of zinc oxide nanoparticles. We can use plants, we can use microorganism, or other methods can be used. And in green synthesis we are using plants and microorganism, and within plants we can use leaves, fruits, flowers, stems, roots can be used, whereas microorganism we can use bacteria, fungus and algae. And under bacteria we can use both gram positive and gram negative bacteria, and under algae we can use both micro and macro algae. So this much method are the green synthesis method utilized for nanoparticle synthesis. And the properties of zinc oxide nanoparticle is that they have high catalytic activity, high optic activity, and they also have UV filtering properties. Because of their UV filtering properties, they are extensively used for synthesizing of cosmetics like sunscreen, lotion or sunblocks, and they also have anti-inflammatory and wound healing properties. And these particles, green synthesized zinc particles, have biomedical applications, and different biomedical applications are drug delivery, anti-cancer activity, anti-diabetic activity, antibacterial, antifungal properties, and also they have agricultural properties. That means they can enhance the germination rate, growth, etc. But one drawback of this zinc oxide nanoparticle is that they have cytotoxicity, and this issue should be resolved. And other than biomedical application, they are also utilized in rubber manufacturing, painting, for treatment of water, that is removing sulfur and arsenic from water, then protein absorption properties, and also in dental applications. And they also use for disposal of aquatic weeds which cannot be destroyed by any other methods. So moving on to synthesis of nanoparticles. First we are going to see green synthesis of zinc oxide nanoparticle using plant extract. So different plant parts which can be utilized for synthesizing nanoparticles are leaf, stem, root, fruit, seeds can be utilized. And the advantage of using this plant extract is the presence of phytochemicals within the plant extract, which can act as natural reducing and stabilizing agent. And other than that, using plant extract has many other benefits, such as it is eco-friendly process, it is a cheap process, and doesn't involve any intermediate base group. It takes very less time, then doesn't involve any costly equipments and precursors, and we can synthesize highly pure, quality enriched products which are free from impurities. These are all the advantage of using plant extract for synthesizing nanoparticles. That is eco-friendly, cheap, no intermediate base groups are involved, less time consuming, costly equipments and precursors are not involved, and highly pure, quality enriched products free of impurities can be synthesized. And plants are the most preferred source for synthesizing of nanoparticles because large scale production can be done using plants, then stable products can be synthesized, and also various shape and size nanoparticles can be synthesized. This is most advantage, one of the most important advantage of using plant, that is various size and shape nanoparticles can be synthesized. While using bacteria for synthesizing nanoparticles different size, so there is a limitation in size or shape which we can produce, whereas in plants we can produce more stable and nanoparticles having different size and shapes. Next, we are going to look at the protocols for synthesizing nanoparticle using plant extract. And for that, first leaves or flowers are taken and these plant parts are thoroughly washed with tap water. After that, they are washed with any detergent like 20 and then washed, sterilized with double distilled water. After the washing, we are drying the plant parts. After drying, we are crushing or powdering it using mortar and pestle. Then we are adding milli-Q water to the plant part according to the concentration which we required, and then we are boiling the mixture while stirring it using a magnetic stirrer. And after boiling, it is filtered through a filter paper, Whatman filter paper, and the clear solution which we are obtaining is the plant extract. Next step is that we are going to mix it with the precursor, that is some volume of extract is usually mixed with 0.5 millimolar of hydrated zinc nitrate or zinc oxide or zinc sulfate. So the extract and zinc nitrate or zinc oxide or zinc sulfate is mixed, and then it is boiled at a desired temperature for efficient mixing. Then we are incubating it for some time, and we can observe that the color of the mixture changes to yellow after some time of incubation, and this change in color indicates or confirms the synthesis of nanoparticles. And then we can observe it under UV visible spectrophotometer to confirm the synthesis of nanoparticles. And after that, we are centrifuging the mixture and drying the pellet in hot air oven to get the crystal nanoparticle, and further characters of the nanoparticles can be observed using different methods. These are the different techniques or different equipments which we are using for characterizing of nanoparticles, that is X-ray diffractometer, energy dispersion analysis of X-ray, Fourier transformer infrared spectroscope, scanning electron microscope, transmission electron microscope, field emission scanning electron microscope, atomic force microscope, then thermal gravimetric differential thermal analysis, photoluminescence analysis, X-ray photoelectron microscopy, Raman spectroscopy, attenuated total reflection, UV visible diffuse reflectance spectroscopy, dynamic light scattering. So these are the different equipments which are or instruments which we are using for analysis of nanoparticles which we have synthesized. Next is green synthesizing of silver nanoparticle using bacteria. And the synthesis of nanoparticle using bacteria has several disadvantages. And the disadvantages is that we have to screen the microbes before utilizing them for synthesis. And the screening is a time-consuming process. Then we have to carefully monitor the broth during the entire process, so as there is no contamination in the medium. Then we cannot control the size and shape of the nanoparticle, and usually the medium which we are utilizing for synthesis of growing of bacteria is very costly. These are all the disadvantages associated with using bacteria for synthesizing nanoparticles, that is screening time, Then monitoring is needed for avoiding contamination. Then we don't have a control over the shape and size. Then cost of media is very high, and usually this bacteria produce these nanoparticles intracellularly, so their isolation is also a bit tedious process. And these are the different bacteria which have been utilized for synthesis of zinc oxide nanoparticle. Aeromonas hydrophila, then Lactobacillus sporogenus, then Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Rhodococcus pyridivorans, then Bacillus licheniformis. This has also been utilized for synthesizing of silver nanoparticles. Then Serratia urilitica. So these are the different bacteria and the size of nanoparticles which have been synthesized by them, and also the shape of nanoparticles are mentioned here. Next is green synthesizing of zinc oxide nanoparticles using fungus. And the advantages of using fungus is that large scale production can be done, and convenient downstream processing, and economically also using fungus is viable, and also extracellular synthesis of nanoparticles from fungus can be obtained. So fungus utilizing for synthesis of nanoparticle is preferred rather than bacteria because of their tolerance and also metal bioaccumulation properties. So most suitable method is using plants, after that fungus, and least preferred method is synthesizing of nanoparticles using bacteria due to disadvantages associated with it. And using of fungus has advantages like large scale production, convenient on-screen process, economic viability, and also they have better tolerance and also metal bioaccumulation properties. And also important advantage is that extracellular synthesis of nanoparticles take place. And these are the different strains of fungus which have been utilizing for synthesizing zinc oxide nanoparticles, and the size and shape is also mentioned in this table. Aspergillus strain is used, Aspergillus fumigatus, Aspergillus tertius, Candida albicans can be used, and the size of nanoparticles is mentioned here. Thank you.